Appreciate the opportunity. My name is Dean Kilby. I'm the founder and CEO of Simplr Health. As a health services company, so I have a background as a scientist, a medical biochemist, cell biologist. I've had research interests in molecular virology, metabolic disease, regenerative medicine, stem cells through to immune cell therapy for cancer treatment as well. So it's a real opportunity to be able to participate in the Shopley phenomena and looking forward to see what kind of a difference we can make in people's lives on this platform. So I am half Filipino. That's why I look like this. I was born and raised here in Australia in a country town called Bendigo, just near Melbourne. That's why I sound like this. And I've been here in Sydney for over 25 years now. So why don't I, just in terms of my company, Simplr Health is, as I said, health services, but also develop infrastructure in the region, working with the Indonesian government at the moment to set up regenerative healthcare facilities in their efforts to transform their healthcare system. Be doing same in the Philippines, India, and one or two other places. But for purpose and intention of Shopley, really focusing on our programs that support metabolic health. Metabolic health is of utmost importance, especially in this day and age. Most people are metabolically unwell. A large majority of people are overweight and obese and struggling to be able to deal with it. So I developed a structure, a program that assists people in restoring their metabolic health, not just losing weight, but actually restoring health for life. And that's our website, simplrhealth.com.au. And if I can share, where is it? So restoring metabolic health, which is foundational to a number of different disease states that people deal with, from cardiometabolic disease, cancer, brain disorders, vascular disease, but just generally aging and the threat of frailty as we get older. There's a number of symptoms and disease states that people deal with. Underlying all of these is oxidative stress and resultant inflammation, which can be very powerfully handled via nutrition, interestingly enough. It puts the power in your hands. I developed this disease progression model, which positions severe morbidity and mortality at the top of the pyramid. Underneath that, if people are really sick or they pass away, one might ask why. There was often a diagnosis of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, they had a stroke. There was the earlier onset of dementia, osteoarthritis, which is the leading cause of pain and disability, also cancer as a leading threat as we get older. But if you look beneath that, what have people been tolerating for a long period of time? And human beings have a phenomenal capacity to tolerate states of unworkability for a really long period of time. That includes weight gain, gut bloating, joint pain, decreased sexual vitality, brain fog, inability to make decisions, lethargy, etc. And if we just focus on what I think are the three core areas of foundational health, which are metabolic health, gut health, and cognitive health, that can make an enormous difference in our experience of being alive and the experience of being at ease with regards to our future health. I developed this structure where Simplr Health, we have a number of health coaches that guide people through their health journey. We work with, and I've trained a number of regenerative medicine experts that can utilize various regenerative medicine models that can help heal the process. And we take advantage of the emerging technologies that are arising, everything from advanced hyperbaric oxygen therapy through to other modalities. But foundational to all of it is the health coaching approach, and in particular, nutrition. We have a structure, a protocol that enables people to restore their health, and not just lose the weight, but significantly reduce the inflammation and transform their cellular biology. We have clinical studies that demonstrate, 15% loss of total starting body weight within 12 weeks. This is a consistent outcome compared to the Ozempic medications, the GLP-1 receptor agonists, that accomplish those results with diet and exercise over a 12-month period. But we accomplish this within 12 weeks without strenuous exercise and no drugs. We've demonstrated it in patients that are taking medications like statin drugs to reduce triglyceride levels. Sick patients, this is post-breast cancer patients, in 19 weeks, losing 20% of total starting body mass, significantly reducing markers of inflammation, which is why they're able to recover so readily. So I got into this because I had a stem cell clinic where we're utilizing people's stem cells derived from their own fat tissue to restore function in joints when they had degenerative joint disorders like osteoarthritis. This is a woman who was scheduled for total joint replacement surgery. We're able to take the stem cells from her fat. Fat's not always bad. You've got, per gram of tissue, 500 times more stem cells in your fat tissue as compared to bone marrow. And a bone marrow transplant is in and of itself a stem cell procedure. So there's no point in putting the stem cells in if you don't handle metabolic health. So metabolic health, why people gain weight and the inability to lose weight, is predominantly because excess insulin. And insulin is a pro-inflammatory hormone. So it's like what I say to people here in Australia when we have bushfires. You can't think about regenerating the bush until you first put the fire out. So in the human body, you got to handle the inflammation first and foremost. So this is her in the aftermath. She's holding a silicon model of fat. That's 5 pounds of fat. For those of you that are in the United States, 2.27 kilograms. So that's multiples of them dispersed throughout our body, can have detrimental impacts. Help people lose a lot of weight that maybe have never been able to. This woman here lost 46 kilograms, and she was able to also start a family, which was an amazing outcome. This guy here lost 96 kilograms. So it's a very sustainable, healthful approach. Yes, there is some skin laxity at the end of that, but he had a lot of weight to lose. But this is to demonstrate that 96 kilograms can be lost without strenuous exercise, no drugs, no surgery. A number of other people with different disorders, weight loss issues, whether they're healing from musculoskeletal issues. This guy in the top corner, he had an Achilles rupture and wasn't able to exercise. So we took him through this process and he was able to heal in record time, all the way down to the opposite corner. This gentleman was vegan. I have no philosophical recommendations. I don't care. I'm a biochemist and we deal with things biochemically. And we teach people how to do that via food. People deal with various skin and gut disorders. This is a 44-year-old woman who had psoriasis covering 75% of her body ever since she was the age of 8 and never been able to handle it. Incredible what can happen when you reconstitute the gut microbiome. These photos are 3 weeks apart. This can also make a big difference with more severe skin disorders. This is a 26-year-old male with very severe eczema, depressed, suicidal. And again, these photographs are 3 weeks apart. So that's kind of a bit of a background of the programs that Simplr Health offers. And with regards to, where are we? Shopley. I'm learning about this platform and how to make the use of it, most use of it. So we've got some hero products that we've uploaded, making available for people. So the key when you're losing weight is you got to make sure you have an adequate amount, not necessarily a high amount, but an adequate amount of protein consumption throughout the day, not just in one bolus hit at the end of the day. Now, to do that, you've got to make sure if you're losing weight, you get good quality protein that's easily digested, easily absorbed, and easily assimilated. And you've got to be able to utilize these sort of partial meal replacement products that allow you to get sufficient protein, but still keeping the total caloric intake low enough for you to drive the weight loss. And we've got some cool products here. These protein bars from Smart Diet Solutions are the manufacturer, and we're supplying them here on the Shotley platform. We utilize these bars a good 60 grams net weight. You got to chew them. Mastication, chewing is absolutely critical in terms of restoring health. These bars have a good 20 grams of protein, whey protein. They've got no maltitol and sorbitol, none of these sugar alcohols. They're just sweetened with a bit of stevia, a multitude of flavors, which make them really enjoyable with enough variety to be able to sustain this approach and give people snack options that they'll continue to consume. Bear Well provides the whey protein shakes. These are New Zealand grass-fed derived whey protein, minimal ingredients. I really like that. They're not filled up with a bunch of different multivitamins and minerals and fiber and MCTs, none of that. It's just the whey protein. They're really great flavors. We've got whey protein isolates and concentrates. The flavors are natural, chocolate, vanilla, and berry flavored. The berry flavored one is, especially the isolate, is delicious. If you just have it with water, it's less creamy. It's more of a refreshing, fruity flavored drink, which is important to give people that experience whilst they're dieting. They also come in individual single-serve sachets as well, which is convenient. And the additional selling point on those products is they don't have the Bear Well shakes don't have any vegetable or guar gum in there for the more sensitive guts. We also have, in terms of cellular health, Continual G, which is the world's only product supplement that contains a chemical or a molecule called gamma-glutamyl cysteine. Gamma-glutamyl cysteine, in other words, glycine, is a molecule that's the precursor to glutathione. Glutathione is our master antioxidant, and where you want that antioxidant most powerful is inside the cells. And this is the only supplement in the world that has been clinically demonstrated to effectively elevate intracellular glutathione levels above homeostasis. So that's a product that's manufactured in the United States. And I actually consult to this biotech company as well. And we're doing a lot of research, particularly in terms of brain restoration, brain health restoration. I'll work with my colleagues in the United States, and we're looking at doing some clinical studies with the NFL as well. In terms of gut health, ProGood products, these are a synbiotic, which means they've got both the probiotic and the prebiotic combined. That's important to ensure that when you take the probiotic, they arrive in the gut in trillions of cells. So there's an amplification of that probiotic once you consume it into the gut in those high enough numbers that are sufficient to suppress the growth of the bad bacteria and assist in restoring gut health. Now, I'm a big fan of lifestyle products. I also own the winedoctor.com.au. That's an alcoholic beverage, but we haven't got that on Shotley. But what we do have is Soul Tonic. Soul Tonic is a product that you take prior to consuming alcohol, and it helps to mitigate the detrimental effects the next day. So we call it a hangover relief beverage, which is a great product in addition to these other products that help people restore metabolic health for those that are at an optimal weight and metabolic health, and they want to enjoy life but mitigate the detrimental effects of some of these indulgences. This is a fantastic product to have on hand. I'm happy to answer any questions, but please let me know if there's anything further you'd like me to share.
Well, I think this is fascinating, Dean. I think you might represent. Oh, I think leave your storefront up there real quick because I think it's really impressive. I think you might represent one of the very first vendor relationships we have that you're consulting as a scientist with companies that are manufacturing products that you then support. This is how I'm interpreting it. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you take the Sol Tonic brand, for example, I'm consulting with the owner of that company to develop some new products with her manufacturers in Korea. And we're developing hydration products and brain nootropic products as well. I'm on the board of directors of the Willamere Center for Advanced Research in Neurotrauma and Brain Rehabilitation, which is an organization set up in Los Angeles with a famous neurobiologist called Kristen Willamere. She's the author of Biohack Your Brain. So I work collaboratively with top scientists and manufacturers to advise on how best to design these products for not just great taste, not just will it sell off the shelf, but will it demonstrate clinical outcomes that make a powerful, profound, and lasting difference in people's lives?
Oh, that's fantastic. Really fascinating. I have a couple of questions, more operational, I guess, than even product based. But I noticed you mentioned one, and I believe that it is the one at the bottom there, probably on your second page then, because the Bearwell, I think those are all New Zealand, right? And then
New
these
Zealand, right?
next ones here, the Continual G, these I think you said were manufactured in the United States, correct?
Yeah, the manufacturing, it's quite a difficult product to manufacture, and the
Yeah,
manufacturing's been set up in Houston, Texas. And so Continual G, it's manufactured in the US. It has GRAS status, generally regarded as safe
yeah. Hmm.
for sale in the United States. Continual G is available online, and we're making it available here. It's currently available in capsule form and also in these small single-serve sachets as well that you can mix with water. The sachet also contains a little bit of prebiotic fiber called sun fiber that's
Hmm.
manufactured in Japan. So that also assists for gut health as well.
Love it. Very
Yeah.
cutting edge, very premium. But since it's manufactured in the United States, it draws my question then. Is it available in Australia and in the United States from your store here on Shopley, or only in Australia, New Zealand? Where are you shipping this product and perhaps your other products? Tell us where you're available.
Yeah, Continual G is available for people to purchase online anywhere.
Okay.
It's very, very accessible and available for those customers in the United States, obviously, but can, be purchased here in Australia as well. So that,
Perfect.
yeah, given that Shopley's a US-based company, that's
Yeah,
pretty straightforward. Uh,
sure.
Pro Good, these probiotics. So you look, the jar, this needs to be refrigerated because it's both the prebiotic and the
And
probiotic
yes.
combined. This green box is what we call the travel pack. So the sachets, they're separated the prebiotic from the probiotic, and you combine them upon use. They're separated because it extends the viability of the probiotic at ambient temperature,
Mm,
which makes it great for travel purposes. That's manufactured here in Australia, and they're already have a good number of customers in the United States. So we can absolutely get the product to US customers as well. And the the whey products are a little bit different. They're available in Australia and New Zealand. Any kind of products that contain whey, it's a little bit more difficult cross-border.
yes. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. And I'm glad you said it because I was going to, if you're familiar with these types of products and trying to get them shipped around the world, whey or anything that is viewed to be milk related is always much more difficult to do cross border, get import rights to. So I totally appreciate it, how you've structured the business and the fact that you've set it up where you've got customers have access to things both in your home country where you operate mostly, but also here in the United States, which is fantastic. So, folks, I hope that you'll take a minute and get to know Simplr Health, and have a chance to choose some of the products, send links out, make a post on the products. Let's do what we do at Shopley. So, Dean, I really appreciate you spending some time with us. I love this product line. I'm going to order some of this that's available from the U.S. side. I'm a big believer in getting my products at the company that we're all building together. And so I order most of my pet food, a lot of my supplements, and some other, trinkets, things like that from our store. And that selection is just continuing to increase. So, Dean Kilby, welcome to Shopley from Down Under. And we appreciate your acute scientific approach. Very, very cool to get to know you a little bit. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. I look forward to having some of our programs be made available on the Shopley platform as well, so we can educate people and not just provide the products, but really leave people at the source of their own health.
Well, I love that vision. Because, folks, I think what that does is it paints the picture to you of the connection between both physical products and e-learning and education. We would love to have that up there as well, Dean. And then once you do get that up there, why don't you work through Rachel McVinish, I think is who's probably helping you get things going there. She is director of that portion of the APAC market for us. So work with her to tell us when it's up. And I think certainly you should come back on and do another presentation and then work that direction as well. So thank you so much for your time, Dean. We'll say goodbye to you for now. All right. And Jade Winsley, we're going to